Welcome to Season 2 of Go Wildly podcast. We are Emily and Heather, two childhood friends who carry a mic into wild places like rivers, trails, and forests, with wild people to host raw, honest conversations about adventure, healing, identity, and the transformative power of nature. In this season, we're centering the voices of people who call Southern Oregon home. Outdoor enthusiasts and outdoor professionals whose lives have been shaped, changed, or are continually influenced by time outside. Come along as together we go wildly.
Hey, you wildly wonder. Thank you so very much for listening to the podcast. It means the world to us. Okay, I have a little mission. Pause the podcast right here. Make sure that you're subscribed to this guy, okay? It's going to be a fun time over here. And if you so wish, we would love a 5-star review or whatever your heart's inclined to do. Also, leaving us a review truly helps the algorithm, and we appreciate you doing that. Thank you so very much. Also, little tidbit, over on Instagram, we're having so much fun over there. Lots of behind-the-scene footage, some POVs, just some fun, unhinged content. If you love the pod, that's where we go wildly, for sure. So don't forget to follow us over there. Okay, back to the show.
Hey, just a quick note before we head in. Our mics are not perfectly placed and balanced for this episode, so you're going to hear me, Emily, way louder than Heather and our guest. Fortunately, our guest does do most of the talking, so just keep your hand near your volume button to adjust for me. We'll be better next time. Thank you. We're happening here. Hello. We're so glad you're here.
Hey, hello.
Today on Go Wildly, we are excited to be joined by Aaron DeSilva. Aaron was born and raised in Talent, Oregon, and he's been shaped by the outdoors since day one. He started guiding on the Rogue River at just 15 years old. That's pretty young for a guide, and has spent decades on the water working as a private boater, commercial guide, and fishing guide on both the Rogue and Alaska's Upper Kenai River. But the river is just one chapter. Aaron is a former pro motocross athlete who turned skydiver at 21 and later served as a firefighter and EMT in both Oregon and Southern California. Service and adrenaline have both played major roles in his history. Today he works as a scrub tech in the operating room, continues to guide on the Lower Rogue and Lower Salmon, and supports trips with Warrior Impact, helping provide resources and healing spaces for first responders and military veterans. He's also a very proud husband and father, rooted deeply in family and community. Aaron's life is one of movement, service, and grit, and we are really excited to talk with him about the experiences that shaped him and what keeps drawing him back to the river. And somehow, despite all of this history, this is the first time that we are meeting him, and we've already found out that we have tons of mutual connections and have been in the same places at the same times and just never made that connection. So here we are today. It's so nice to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you guys. Yay. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks for saying yes. We are in Lithia Park in Ashland. We thought it was going to be a pouring rain day, but it's a beautiful, perfectly fine Southern Oregon day. So we're going to travel up the trail and find a nice place to sit down and see where we end up.
Let's go.
Awesome. Cool.
Well, you guys, we also were doing some talking as we were walking to this, getting past all the pickleballers in Lithia Park and things and creek noise and such. So we already started off pretty chatty.
We did.
We were making all of our connections and figuring it out and all the things.
It's just so nice to know that, like, you've been involved in a community for so long, like basically our entire lives, and yet there's still people to meet.
Still meeting new people.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's
Love it.
like, why stick with the same people that you always know? Because like Marshall said earlier, your new best friend could be hiding right behind that tree. You got to get out and meet them. Me too.
Yeah, it's crazy how small the world is. Have friends, and we've been in all the same places for years, and maybe met, maybe not.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, he was like, you look familiar. I'm like, well, actually, yeah, you look familiar too. So did you go down and do Mary? Like, I know Liz, the wine gal. Mm-hmm. Did you do Mariel? Let's see, when was I there? Like 2014? at all?
No, I was not.
Okay, so maybe not then.
Just, I think my last year was 2013 on commercial guiding on the railroad.
Okay, maybe it was that. I think it was very soon because I just turned 22.
Okay.
And that would have been part of 2013. Okay, I don't know. We could have just missed each other, but still, I mean, I was down there for 4 years, so.
Yeah, and I still went down there as a private boater though too.
Okay.
The trips that we were talking about, we would go and hang out with Pat and Lori and have coffee in the morning and stuff like that.
Okay, sweet.
So, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. That's cool. Did you have a mug down there?
I
At
did.
one point?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm not sure if it's still there, but it's Orange Aaron.
Orange Aaron. Well, it might have gotten repurposed.
Totally.
We had to do that at some
Yep.
point.
Is orange your favorite color?
No.
Oh.
Blue was my favorite color, but orange, at that time, blue and orange were kind of my colors. Those were some of my motocross colors.
Mm.
So, I think I worked with Amber Burns, and she's like, well, this one's up. You can take this one. I was like, okay, perfect. She made me grab that.
That's so awesome.
Do you have a river name? Do you
I don't have a river name that I'm aware of.
I'm going to ask some people, find out.
There's a few guys out there who may have something behind my back. I don't know.
It'd be pretty impressive if they'd never let it slip in
Yeah.
your face. And
I'd have to ask Jimmy about that one.
yeah. Hey, Jimmy.
Well, also, let's tell a little bit about how he got on this podcast, because I guess you asked Jimmy if he wanted to be on the pod, and he's like, no, I don't. But you can ask this for sure.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, Jimmy's really cool, and Jimmy's a part of my outdoor stories. And so I asked him, and he said, you know, one, I didn't know you did a podcast. So I was like, excuse me, sir. And two, I don't think I'm interested in doing that, but do you know Aaron DeSilva? You should talk to Aaron DeSilva. I was like, okay, give me his number.
That's awesome.
It's always that 1 degree of separation, you know? Kind of like, you at least know 1% of the same.
Yeah. And whether we know it yet, like,
Right.
like there have been some, well, most every guest that we've had on, we know in some way.
Yeah.
And I do look forward to the day when I've just sent a cold email to some random person. And oh yeah, I've sent a lot of cold emails. But I'm waiting for one of them to say, yeah, sure, okay. And then they're like, how did you find out about me? And I'm like, well, I went to this organization's website and I looked at their board of directors, and then I saw that this person was on the board of this other organization, and so I went to that organization's board of directors. And you seemed interesting, and I sent you an email.
That's awesome.
That's
how it's done, people.
Yep. Just
We'll
keep.
run it through our sphere, but soon it'll be tapped. We'll be very cold strangers to our guests.
You know, I think one of the great things about this medium, this content, this podcast content, is that I don't think we'll ever run out.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, no, we're not gonna. I'm just saying, run out of like our sphere.
of like our immediate
Nose.
circle. Yeah.
I don't know. This valley has a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
A
Yeah.
lot of cool things have come out of the Rogue Valley.
Yeah. And come out of it and come into it. Like,
There's a lot of passionate people here. It's just like, I'm sure every spot is like that. Like every town or region has its own little. But like, I'm just always constantly surprised at I don't know, just growth. Like,
what and who is here?
even the people
Yeah.
that are doing cool things, following their passion, stuff like that. I mean, we need to be doing that, you know?
Yeah. What else? Why else would we be alive if we weren't following our passions? It's.
Is surgery, was that a passion for you, or was it more of a financial, like, oh, this gives me a little bit of this and
Kind of, sort of. You know, in my bio, you mentioned that I was an firefighter. And when I moved back here after working in Los Angeles, down in Los Angeles, you never come across the same people ever. You know, There's always somebody new. When I moved back here, I came across a lot of the same people, and just kind of got tired of it a little bit. So I kind of decided, I want my patients asleep.
Interesting.
And,
so they won't remember you.
yes. Or
They don't
you know,
talk.
they just don't talk, and it's kind of a funny thing that we say in the EMS world. I wish my patients didn't talk. 'Cause it just
Adds extra layers of
yeah,
complications.
And, with surgery, you're there to help them. Now I'm in elective surgeries, so help them get better. Where as in the EMS world with drug addictions and stuff like that, sometimes they're not totally wanting to get better. And so that just got a little hard. And so in surgery, it's fun. And it's a whole new thing too. I was getting a little bored and burnt out on EMS, and going and jumping into surgery was a whole new thing, and it was a lot of fun.
Cool. Good. How long have you been doing that?
Let's say somewhere right around 10 years.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah. But I always bounce back into the river and guiding, because that's my
Break
place.
it up, break it up a bit.
Break it up, and it brings me back to myself. Being out in nature and seeing how beautiful things are out there, and also still getting a little bit of adrenaline rush from rafting. Different rapids, and so
You're
it gives me
kind
a
of
nice,
adrenaline junkie
just a little bit. That's what I've been told.
with the skydiving background. Dang,
Yeah.
that's real. Whew, could not do that. My
Yeah.
husband has done skydiving. He's like, you should do it. I'm like, nah, no.
I say that everybody should make at least one skydive in their life.
Yeah.
To feel feels that you probably never felt before and may never feel again. I've had several people who really didn't want to do it. They did it for their significant other or for a family member. And afterwards they were like, now that was awesome.
Wow.
Once I left the plane, that was awesome.
I've done it one time out of a helicopter.
Oh, awesome.
That was the opportunity. It was like I was in Switzerland, and the opportunity was jump out of a helicopter, land in the snow in the Swiss Alps.
Yeah.
It's like, how do I say no to that? I really don't want to do this.
What?
I was terrified the whole time, and the person I was strapped to at the end then asked me what my favorite part was, and I said landing.
John said, which you can concur, I'm sure, doing skydiving, if you don't, your stomach doesn't go up.
Yeah, you don't get that falling feeling. I mean, you kind of get, right when you initially
Yeah, the
jump, it goes away super quick. Because, you're not, you feel more like you're just floating than falling. And
Once your parachute's been pulled. Otherwise, you're just plummeting towards the earth.
And, being under canopy, it's awesome. Under your parachute is really awesome. You can see things from a whole different view than you've ever seen them before. And doing it in Switzerland, that is awesome. I got to make a few skydives there myself.
Cool.
That's maybe one thing we were talking on the way over here over to Ashland today. It's like, on my bucket list, I want to get my private pilot license.
Awesome.
One day,
Yeah.
Maybe once I do that a little bit, I'd be more comfortable jumping out.
Maybe.
Well, they kind of famous term in skydiving. Who said it was perfectly good at it? I actually now have a hard time commercial flying because I don't have any control. Like where
Right.
when you're skydiving, your parachute doesn't go. Something goes, you get about above 2,000 feet, you can get out most likely. There's been instances where you can't, but it's just that little security thing.
Well, tell us a bit about who you are, where you came from, where you grew up, and how this relationship with the outdoors got started.
Well, it got started just, I was raised in Talent. My parents were both pretty outdoorsy as far as like rafting.
Yeah.
And,
So rafting and camping?
rafting, camping, hunting, fishing.
Oh, okay.
So me and my dad would be out with your boat fishing outside of Grant Pass and just being out on the water with my dad. And that was always so much fun with just having me and him time. And then it progressed to they were doing the Lower Rogue, and I got old enough to start going when they felt comfortable. And I fell in love with it my first ever trip.
How old were you on that first trip?
I think I was somewhere around between 10 and 12.
Okay.
Can't exactly remember. I do know my first time rowing Blossom, I was 15 years old.
Dang.
Yeah. And I just always had love for the river. At heart, I'm a private boater. So grew up doing private boating and stuff like that. And then I got into a boathouse, rolling boats and getting other guides going for their day trips and stuff like that. And see how happy they were coming back from their trips. It's like, ooh, I have the skill set. Let's see if I can be a guide. Started doing day trips, and then kind of fell out of it because of my motocross background.
Okay.
Of guiding and stuff, and kind of fell out of it, and then had a pretty massive shoulder injury that ended my motocross career.
Did you crash?
Yeah, I had a pretty good crash, and then I started kind of seeing that I needed to do something else, and so that's where the skydiving came in. Started packing parachutes, got my license.
Yeah, I think this looks like a good spot to stop and set up chairs. I doubt we'll be in the way of anybody, and then we can not huff and puff. Does this feel good? We'll be like on the trail, but I don't think mountain bikes aren't riding on this. So
At least they.
well, they're not supposed to be. So if there's anybody walking, we'll see them with enough time to
Yeah,
move our chairs.
for sure. Yeah, you got me with the walking and talking.
Yeah. We really do try to avoid that.
just slightly
But then we like got to the end of the trail and I was like, oh shit, well,
Yes.
guess we're going up.
I don't see any poison oak right here.
Yeah. Cool. All right. No. We'll set up chairs.
That little hill got me.
Well, they got me. That's what she's like. So I'm like, you're asking me questions and I'm
Damn.
trying to talk.
I wasn't even trying to do that. I was just trying to I need to work on some cardio. Hot damn.
Me too.
Well, it's just early in the season still, and I did not have a practice during the winter. So that happens.
That's okay. We'll just sit down now. I mean, really, people don't hike and talk much. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
My ears are popping.
Yeah, I was like starting to kind of slightly get embarrassed. I'm like, I'm
No, you were too far behind.
Oh, I was like, I gotta. Well, as we were walking up here, I had a heart palpitation, so I was like,
Girl.
cool heart palpitation. That's fun stuff. It doesn't affect me, but I mean, it does, but it more affects my anxiety.
Yeah.
Rather than it's actually doing anything, it's benign.
Yeah.
Well, at least we have an EMT with us.
Yeah.
Not certified.
Tachycardia. That's kind of hard to EMT
Yeah, you
out.
can't- yeah.
I need a medical shot to get it dialed. But
We'll see if that works. All right.
it's
Well,
cool. I had an ablation
Oh,
for
okay.
it
Yeah.
back in the day, but I still have palpitations, and I was told they're pretty benign.
Yeah.
Nothing to be concerned with.
about.
But once in a while, I'll get going and I'll have one, and then it just kind of sets the tone for cardio, because I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
what's happening while my heart's beating at 140.
Yeah.
It sucks to
yeah, you want to be comfortable.
now you know too about a thing or two.
No need. You're our guest.
If you want.
We will
Do you want to put this one together?
set them up.
What?
If you want to
just
test
a
yourself with the puzzle.
Yeah, it's a puzzle. It's a tent. I know I take these to my son's soccer game, and I set it up, and it's actually kind of a little embarrassing. I got used to it because I've done it so many times. And so, a mom came up to me with him, and they're like, "Oh, taking down your tent." I'm like, yep.
Yep.
They're like, "Why don't we just have a regular one?" I'm like, "I like these. They sit really nice. They're really, really nice."
One of these days we'll have a sign made that we'll put up that says we're recording a podcast.
Don't mind us. I guess we have to be right here.
Probably.
It's kind of rude to be in the trail, so I don't really want to be.
I want to be like in it, but also this is just where we are. Don't hate us.
I bet like around that corner up here a little bit, there's like a perfect spot. But we ain't looking for it today.
We're here, and here is where we are. I can hear voices, but I can't see anybody. We'll bring that one in right next to it, like touching, yeah. I mean, we'll keep an eye out, and if we have to move the camera, we'll move the camera, but I think, oh, there they are.
Shall we wait? There's hikers coming down the trail, and we're like literally in the trail, which is not good etiquette, but we're gonna just do it.
I mean, really the trail is clear.
Yep.
So it's more just they're gonna walk in front of the camera at some inopportune moment. But don't worry, if they ask what we're doing, I have business cards in my pocket. So.
And Emily has the elevator pitch down. I do too, but I let her just do it.
It's very nice of you. Hi. No, you're good. We're waiting for you.
Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Only your legs. I mean, if you want to squat down, you can. Here, you can eventually come and see it online. We're filming a podcast.
Oh, cool.
So you can see your legs walk by in a future episode.
There you go. Awesome. Nice. Are you just catching people's legs?
Yes, yes.
To tune in to see
It's only legs.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna put you in the middle because you're in the hot
Let me
seat.
get my water.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, and it's gonna be, you're like a little in front of us, so it'll be a little funky, just like talking off into the nether.
Just talk to the trees. Really.
15 at Blossom.
Yeah.
How was that? Did you nerve-wracking? Follow somebody through?
Actually, I just got kind of like coached with people that run the boat, and
You had passengers.
yes,
Oh,
yeah, I had a fully loaded 14-foot multi-day boat with two passengers.
This was a commercial trip, your first run?
No,
Or
no.
it was a private trip
It was a
still?
private
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so 15 Blossom.
Well, it was right next to your...
You know to expect that.
Yep.
You're a viewer of the pod.
Yep.
That's better. It was just like up in your grill.
So I'll try to remember where I got winded and losing track of thought. So yes, rode Blossom first time at 15, and then my motocross career started to really kind of take off. I was getting faster and faster, and so at 18 I turned pro in motocross, arena cross, and supercross, and was pro for about 3 years, and I had a massive shoulder injury that took me out, and I had...
Do we want it? Hold. Do we want him just straight crotching it?
I mean,
It is what it is.
yeah, do we have another option? Or we could angle slightly.
tear in my pants.
We are only legs and only crotches here.
Oh.
Yeah, you're usually the camera setter
I
upper.
had a whole... There we go.
Still crouching.
It's still pretty crotchy. Do slight upward angle.
Don't be uncomfortable.
Do more of the sky above us rather than our feet.
Okay.
Yeah. Look at those trees. That's a little too much. A little part midway between where you were and there. Yeah. I like that.
You like that?
I like that.
A little better?
I like it like that.
Let's see here.
I like it like that.
That's
She
better.
working
That's
that back.
better. Yeah, that's better. You're welcome. You too.
Thank you.
Awkward, like it was a little awkward. Still a little angry, funny.
Yeah.
These are the joys.
Motocross started to take off.
Yeah, and then I, like I said, at 21 had an injury. My story's kind of all over the place. There's a little, I was still an EMT firefighter because I always needed a plan B in case I had an injury. But then I got my EMT when I was 18 and firefighter 1, 2, got my firefighter degree around between 18 and 20 or so. I was a student firefighter at District 5 in Talent. But had the shoulder injury and was kind of like, well, I've been doing this for a long time and maybe there's more to life out there and different things. And so that's when skydiving started. I kind of ventured off up to Eugene and would hang out up there every weekend, get my skydiving license, my A license. And then was like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life. My motocross career is kind of done. And I ran into a buddy from high school and he's like, hey, come up to Alaska. I can get you a job on the Upper Kenai. And I was like, okay, for sure. And so went up there, did a season up there, had a blast with, there was like, I think 3 of us or so that all went to high school together.
Cool.
And we just fished and worked and fished and worked, and it was just awesome. I got to hitchhike a few times up to Anchorage and up to Wasilla. Would go up there and skydive. And you said about your Switzerland, I got to do a summer solstice jump. So they took us up. We got to skydive over a glacier and then land on a glacier, and then they would come back and pick us up, and that was really awesome. That was a really awesome experience.
Wow.
And
what's it like landing on a glacier?
It wasn't super slick.
Okay.
It was just from what I remember, it was nothing more than wet grass.
Okay.
So yeah.
Not like an iceberg of...
No, yeah. I've never been asked that question or never even thought of it. But from what I remember, it was nothing. It was just like landing normal.
Okay.
And then after...
Oh, I'm on a glacier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was grass.
No, there was no grass. It was just ice, but it wasn't like super slick.
Snowy?
I'm trying to remember. It wasn't really snowy. I think it might have... Because it was like summertime, and so it was kind of warm, and it was kind of like melting ice. So it had like some traction to it, like pocky, I guess you would say. Yeah. And then after my time in Alaska, I came home and was like, I'm really enjoying the skydiving thing. How do I progress in it? And so I went down to Southern California, down to Bakersfield of all places. There was a drop zone there hiring for parachute packers. You'd pack their tandem parachutes. And so I was hanging out there packing parachutes, and then got this awesome idea for some reason to go to Georgia. So I went to Cedartown, Georgia.
I don't usually hear awesome idea and Georgia in the same sentence, but that's really refreshing.
That's why I said it. I was like, But they were hiring Atlanta Skydiving Center, and I just wanted to travel, I think. I just needed to get out of small town Oregon. Yeah. And so I went to Cedartown, Georgia, worked there for somewhere between 3 and 6 months, and then I always wanted to be like a Southern California kid, you know.
I wanted that dream too.
Yeah, yeah.
Still.
Maybe it's from being from a small town. But I also still had my EMS firefighter background, and I was like, you know, one of my goals was to actually end up in like New York City being a firefighter. That was my goal. So
that's a big goal, because like those firefighters are like renowned.
Yeah. Yeah. Big city firefighters.
Yeah.
Damn.
I wanted to experience it, and again,
I hear it's its own culture almost.
Yeah, I never made it to New York, so I don't know.
Oh.
Yep.
Get one on the pod.
There you go.
We'll go to a reformed one.
That moved here.
Yeah.
Shout out if you know anybody, tag them. If you know anyone that came from a firefighting in New York City.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now lives in Southern Oregon or the general region.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, no worries.
So that was the end game, but
yeah. I did go to Southern California for a skydiving job, back in parachutes again, and opportunity. I had risen through my licenses. So there's 4 different licenses that you can get. It's your A license, B license, C license, and D license.
Brilliant.
And so I had progressed up, and the opportunity kind of arose itself while I was in Southern California. I was at Skydive Elsinore in Lake Elsinore, California, to run the school there, and with my EMT background, kind of be their safety and training advisor also. So
did you make it to D?
yes, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So you've done tandem jumping? With
I have not. I never got my tandem instructor.
okay, that's an offshoot. A little bit of an offshoot.
Yeah. So there's coaching. I ended up being a coach. There's videographers, tandem, and AFF, which is accelerated free fall. So you're teaching people that want to become skydivers.
Okay.
Wow.
So I ended up going the coach route and videographer route, but I was also kind of running the skydiving school there, just making sure that all.
Did you ever have any close calls?
Oh yeah.
Like weird.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I've got some really good
what
ones.
the fuck?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
Heather wants to hear him.
I'll get there. So I was just running the skydiving school, doing coaching and videography. Went to Switzerland, and I was doing some experience level coaching over there, and it was just an awesome opportunity to go to Locarno and Interlaken and do some skydiving over there. That
Wouldn't it be crazy if we were there at the same time?
yeah, that
I was there. I was there in 2010.
that is no. I was there in 2007, 2008.
Okay.
Well, no, actually 2006, 2007.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be way too crazy.
Yeah.
If we.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep, I've got a 13-year-old and it goes around the house. Luckily, it's dying off now.
Thank God.
Same thing. I have a 10. Well, he's almost 10.
Yeah, awesome. You hear it all the time. But then I was like, hey, I need to keep up on my EMT license and firefighting and stuff. So I applied for Los Angeles County AMR and got hired there. I worked in Baldwin Park, Irwindale, which I call at that time was the new Compton. It was there was a lot of stuff that went down as far as gang wise, car accidents. We were right off the 10 freeway, so and I was on a 911 car, so we were seeing it all. It was
You've seen lots of dead people.
oh yeah.
Mangled dead people.
Yep.
Oh, sad.
But
Yeah.
that's what I
Children,
wanted.
The kids would get
Yeah, that's where, maybe we'll get to it. Warrior Impact comes in, the getting resources for veterans and first responders who've been through a lot of trauma and stuff.
You've been through a lot of trauma.
Well, and that's one of those things when I got this opportunity to do this through a friend. I was like, yeah, I want to give back, but also maybe I can get something from it too, and get some tools in my toolbox.
Yeah. That's how I feel when I do the Sundance and First Ascents trips. My dad died of cancer, and then I get to support people who are in their own cancer journey. And my first week there, it was probably just as healing and
100%.
therapeutic for me as it was for them.
Yeah, my first trip with Warrior Impact, I felt like I kind of felt guilty because it was so much help for me. And
same.
being around people who've been through a lot of the same stuff, and it was just very healing, and that's why I still do these trips too.
It's so much easier to heal together than to try to do it all on your own.
Or as firefighter EMTs, we compartmentalize. We just try to leave it back there.
Yeah. You can't take it with you.
You can't take it with you, but
You are taking it with you. It's with you all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. You try to sometimes. So I got what I wanted. I wanted to get that experience in Los Angeles County. And then I met my wife, and we're like, well, I don't think we want to raise a kid in Southern California. So that's when we moved back here. She's from North Carolina. She said it reminds her a lot of North Carolina being here in Southern Oregon without the humidity and stuff. So, but back to skydiving and accidents. One of my first, one big accident when me and my wife just got together. We were just dating. We went skydiving together, and
she's skydiving.
she's also a skydiver too. Yeah.
Cool. Is that how you met?
That's how we met. Yeah.
Cool.
So there's more to it too. I know we got kind of limited time and stuff, but being the safety and training advisor on the weekends when we were super busy, if there was some sort of accident or something going on, I'd be running out with my radio, for people to either call 911 or figure out what's going on. And on the weekends, she'd be there skydiving, and we'd kind of meet up at the same time as we're running out into the field and stuff like that. And one time I'm running out there, I'm looking for my wife. I'm like, where's Jax at? And I kind of look out there, and I see the canopy kind of go up in the air, and it's her canopy. And I was like,
Shit.
And but we hadn't started dating yet.
Okay.
So, but I had some feelings for her.
Yep.
Yeah. And so I get to her, and she is awake and stuff, and she's like, I can't feel my legs, Aaron. And I'm like, okay. You know, I get on the radio, call 911, and then she looks at me and says, you need to get my rig off of me. That's what the skydiving rig's called. And I'm like, if you can't move your legs, I'm not moving you at all. And she's like, Aaron, you have to, because they're multi-$1,000, like $7,000, $10,000 rigs.
Wow.
And so she kind of talked me into it. So I started loosening her leg straps and stuff, and trying to get her arms out without, you know, withholding C-spine. And all of a sudden she's like, I can feel my legs. So what had happened is she had a hard opening, and her leg straps tightened down really, really hard. And
Just cut off circulation.
it knocked her out, from what I remember. She ended up going to the hospital. She had like a slight bruise on her heart, and she ended up being totally fine. But that's how. And then after that, I was like, hey, you want to go on a date?
Yeah.
Dating.
That was your trauma bond.
Yeah, there you go. And so we're a few weeks, maybe a couple months into dating and stuff, and we were skydiving together, and I went from like flying on my belly to free flying, is where you fly on your head or on your feet, and my shoulder popped out, and that shoulder injury from motocross, I thought it was fixed. It wasn't. So I am, all of a sudden I start flopping around in the air, and she's looking at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like,
Showing off.
Yeah, kind of. That's what she thought. She wasn't sure. What I was trying to do was trying to reach my handle to pull my parachute with my right shoulder, and I couldn't reach behind. So then I'm trying to reach with my left, trying to get around. Then I finally am like, we're getting to altitude of pulling your parachute, and I'm like, turn, I don't want you to see this. I don't know what's going to happen. So I can't get it. So I have reserves on the left. So your reserve is meant to open pretty instantaneous to save your life. And it's not meant to be at terminal velocity, which is 120 miles an hour. And so she turns away, and I pull my reserve. It opens, and it was the gnarliest pain. I was bruised through my crotch, through my chest. It was really gnarly. But it put my shoulder back in.
I don't know if I so scary.
But that's why there's handles on both sides.
Oh, now they have handles on both sides?
Well, my right side is for your main parachute.
Okay.
Your left side is for your reserve. So that's kind of one of the, so you have two hands. If something's going wrong, you can use your other hand.
But it popped it back.
It popped it back in. So that was a really scary. I've got it on video.
Wow.
That was one of my scarier ones. I've had a couple other like close calls and stuff. But skydiving is actually really a safe sport when you go and do a tandem, or you are doing AFF. But where it gets dangerous is when your adrenaline, you've been skydiving for a while, you're pushing the limits, and that's where the deaths happen and all of that. Fun stuff, you know, because there's things called swooping, where you go across the ground at anywhere from 60 to 90 to 100 miles an hour, skimming across ponds and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
More sporty, like grab the pastrama.
Yeah.
Pastrami.
Pastrama. He was one of my heroes growing up. Yeah.
Have you ever wanted, like, with the skydiving experience, has it ever encouraged to, like, transition into paragliding or squirrel shooting or base jumping or any of those other, like, falling sports?
Definitely. I've thought about the idea of paragliding, just haven't really done it. I've got a good friend who I guide with Warrior Impact that just got into paragliding.
Cool.
He's been chatting me up like, you need to get into this, you need to get into this. I think I'm just going to take a hiatus from air sports until my daughter's around 18 or so. I know she's going to want to make a skydive.
Yeah,
so.
she'll be okay if you die in a tragic accident at 18. She'll understand.
Well, she wants to do it with me. So, so she's even at 13, like, how much longer, Dad? How much longer? So I'll definitely probably get back into it when she turns 18. I'm I want to make a base jump before I'm pass away.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make a couple base jumps. I've got a couple of hot air balloon jumps.
Oh.
And, helicopter
Jump
jumps.
out of a hot air balloon?
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's close to a base. You're still. You're not moving and stuff. So those are fun. But I really want to make some base jumps and.
The hot air balloons can go that high. Like, is it a specialty?
They don't go up to full altitude all the time, which full altitude is around 12,000 feet. They usually are, I forget where mine was. It was right around 8,000 or so.
A regular balloon?
Yeah.
Like if there's I know there's like specialty high altitude balloons.
Yeah, I know there's, like Felix who did from almost outer space. They made him a special hot air balloon and stuff like that. But
out of a
I don't
blimp?
know much about the hot air balloons and stuff. So, but so that's my skydiving side of things.
Damn.
I guess. Yeah. I wasn't expecting it to go that direction. But it's outdoorsy.
It is.
It's awesome. I got to skydive with my dad. He was also a big time skydiver. Unfortunately, he passed away around 13 years ago or so. But I got to get that in and with him, and that was really awesome, very special, and to be able to experience that stuff with your parents is really, really cool.
Yeah.
No, she passed away 8 years ago. Yeah, speaking of cancer, she got cancer. And, young, vibrant lady who was awesome, but cancer, sometimes you just can't beat it.
Yeah, and it surprises you, and a lot of times people don't know why it got them, but it doesn't discriminate, that's for sure.
100%.
Damn.
But we could, if you wanted to, talk about what I call the trip from hell of cancer with my buddy Jim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inoperable brain tumor. So they called me up. They were my mentors, the guys and ladies who took me down the river as kids with their kids. We had a big group of like 15 people. It was a big thing. We'd get together once a summer and we'd all go.
Everybody has their community.
That's when I was listening to your story. It's like, I can totally relate to that. We have our little river group that everybody comes together in the summertime with. But they called me up, and I knew that he had an inoperable brain tumor, but he wanted to go down the river one last time with most of his peers and friends and family and stuff. So we gathered a big group of people. I think it was close to 20 people or so. There was grandsons on the trip, longtime friends. And so we do it, we leave Grave Creek and we're headed down. They're looking at me because I was commercial guiding at that time for a lot of guidance and stuff, and they're getting older and they hadn't been on the river for a few years. And so we're heading down. We get through Wildcat and then Russian on the next corner. I'm like, just guys, at this water level, be careful. There's a lateral wave that comes off that bank right there, and especially at this water level, it's pretty gnarly.
It can be very surprising.
Yeah, very surprising. And my wife knows that one too, because years before that, I about kicked her out of the boat on that rapid. So that's why I was like, okay.
You think you're all clear after Wildcat, and then Russian's like, boom.
Yeah. And so we go around, and I'm like, everybody's going through, and I go through second to last, and I kind of just pull into an eddy, and one of the guys comes through and just hits it sideways, 16-foot, fully loaded boat, flips upside down.
Oh my God.
That was my first out of all my trips and stuff, first flip I've seen on the lower road.
Wow. In Russian of all places.
Yeah. In a fully loaded 16-foot boat. I'm just like, what? So
Perfect storm.
I get one of them in my boat. Trying to get their boat, and it goes all the way down to, I forget the next creek that's on the left down there. I pin it in, get lines on it and all the guys and stuff, and we get it flipped back over, and the frame is just tweaked and stuff.
Oh my God.
And the guy that was rowing that boat was like devastated. He's like, I don't want to row anymore. And I'm like, well, we have a boat.
We're probably on day one.
Yeah, we are in day one. Yeah.
Oh.
And so Jim's wife decided to row the rest of that day, that boat, which she's rowed the whole lower road, but in a lighter boat. And she didn't have her oars that are counterbalanced. And but she made it to camp that day. But right as we're coming into camp at Lower Horseshoe, she's rowing with one of my, she's like a mom to me. Kathy was on the front of her boat, and Lynn couldn't get the boat off the left bank on Wildcat as you come down, and she just hits it, and Kathy goes in the water and gets pinned up against the rocks right there.
Oh no.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. So I get back in, jump over the rocks and pull her up because she's just pinned there. And so get her back, and she's, startled and stuff. We get to camp, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be a great rest of the trip. Nothing else can go wrong. We've had a boat flip and a lady pinned on day one. And
famous last words.
yeah, so everybody's getting their stuff together. The boat that flipped had bags in it. They pull everything out. It's soaked.
Oh no.
It is just soaked. Not so dry bags.
Yeah.
And so we're getting their stuff out, trying to get it dry.
Was this at least a summer trip?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes everything a little bit easier.
They had to sleep in soggy wet clothes, and so felt really bad for them. So the next day, we head on down, and one of the ladies were going by Sports Illustrated Rock, and she's like, I've always wanted to jump off of this rock. And I'm like, okay, these are kind of my mentors. How do you tell people that are your parents' age to know? And I don't even jump. I've jumped off the rock several times, but now it's like I don't jump off rocks anymore. But she wants to jump off the rock, so she climbs up and jumps off the rock and comes up, and I just look at her face, and she's like, my knee. And I'm like, what? So I go out in the water and I bring her in. She's like, Aaron, I dislocated my knee. And I'm like, okay, that's for sure evac, because there's your arteries in there.
Yeah.
I get her to shore, talking to her, and I'm looking at her knee, and it looks like it's just her patella is just slid off to the side. She's like, this has happened before. And I'm like, okay, well, here we go. And so I just kind of touch it, and it just slides right back on. And
Okay.
oh, perfect. Okay.
Just loose tendons.
Yeah. And so then we float down to Mule Creek, and we have camp there. Everything's good. And I think we laid over, so nothing happened that next day. So we're good. And then...
That's especially good considering most injuries happen in camp.
Exactly. Yeah. So everything, I think, from what I remember, I blocked some of this trip away. So
For sure.
So the next day, or that day, we talked on our layover day, who's going to row the big boat through the canyon and through Blossom. And Jim's like, I'll do it. And I'm like, I don't know if you have the strength to do it. So we kind of brainstormed with a few of the guys and stuff, and his grandson was on the trip, and I'm like, and he was like 17, 18, really well-built kid. And I'm like, okay, if you're going to row this boat, I'm going to put him in the front of your boat. You can tell him what to do if things happen, or if you have a flip, I trust that he can swim good, and all these things. And so Jim, I run sweep, and I'm right behind him the whole time. His wife is on my boat with another guy, and Jim has the most amazing
just picture perfect run
through the canyon. Coffee Pot was gnarly. I ended up getting hung up and did a tour in there and banging stuff. And he just floated right through it. I was just wow, that's awesome.
Meant to be.
Totally meant to be. And then we get to Blossom. We pull over. We talk, and everybody goes. Then Jim goes, and I kind of ran a little bit closer than I wanted to with him. But he goes, and then he gets caught on that perch rock right after the slide. There's a kind of sandstone right there, just right there. And I pull in a picture taking Eddie, and I'm like, the mom of Jim's grandson is in a boat that's just, and I look at her and she's freaking out. She's like, my grandson, or my son with my dad and all this stuff. Ended up, the river just picks him up and puts him over it. Awesome run through Blossom.
Great.
So, yeah.
Miracle.
Yeah. We get down to Tacoma, set up camp, and I'm kind of just burnt to this, of all the things that are going on. So I go to bed pretty early, and I wake up in the middle of the night and I hear scurrying, and I'm like, what is this? And I look under my cot, and there's a skunk under my cot. My dry bag's wide open. I'm like, what do I do? So I kind of slowly get off the cot. He kind of moves away, and I get up on this rock, and I'm like, what do I do? There's thousands of dollars worth of gear there.
Yeah.
I can't so I just start getting these little pebbles out of this rock and throwing it for 2 hours. 2 hours. The skunk he went to sleep under my cot.
Oh my God.
Right over there, and then came back after I got off the cot. And so I just sat there for 2 hours, and finally he leaves, goes up into the blackberry bushes and stuff. And
The only creature you can't scare away.
Yeah, exactly. So he goes up towards everybody's tents up there. I start throwing big rocks, and I'm like, go be someone else's problem. So that was, and then the rest of the trip was awesome. Just on the next day, getting out to the boat ramp and stuff. But all those things happening in one trip was just
Really puts you on edge.
Yeah. So I say all of my river trips, all the things that could go bad for the most part, all happened on one trip.
And every other trip has been
pretty darn good. You know, I mean, commercially, I've seen some things. We've had a couple of evacs and stuff like that on different things, but nothing like continuous. So, yeah.
Oh, we're getting some rain down.
Yeah.
You want to just maybe, since we are getting a little rain, this is a good little point, we can pack up and just have our talk on the way back through.
For sure. Whatever.
Sure.
I'm good with whatever.
Well, I'm fine with being here too. I'm not feeling it hardcore, but
I'm fine with either way.
Maybe let's do the
do our rapids.
Or our once again, your whole life has been centered around the outdoors, and all of these sound like pivotal experiences. But do you have one that one core memory or experience that changed the trajectory of your life, or changed the way that you look at the world, or look at being outdoors, the way you think?
I think it was about 4 years ago when I got to do a trip with Warrior Impact.
Cool.
That really made, we talked about trauma and different things like that. I finally got kind of to be around some people that I could talk with that have been through a lot of similar situations, and to know that life is still good and life is still beautiful. And I think that was kind of a pivotal point for rafting with me, and to be able to open up to people instead of storing all that stuff inside. And Warrior Impact offers so many different things, but I haven't taken advantage of those.
Don't worry, we only have your legs.
I haven't taken advantage of the other resources, but just being out there with guys who have been through, guys and women who have been through similar things, whether that's through war stories or things that have happened in the EMS fire world and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of one of my most pivotal points as far as life and being able to deal with myself, I guess, so. Yeah.
Are those trips on the river?
Yeah, they are multi-day lower rogue trips, or lower salmon trips, and they're free to veterans and first responders. You just have to show up at the river, and we will supply everything from food to splash gear to dry suits to whatever, and let's just go have a good time. And if you want to talk, you can talk. If you don't want to talk, you don't have to talk. But just
just don't show up, you register and get all dialed in.
Yeah, but you read. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
So on Thursday, June 22nd, 1 p.m.
So will be right there.
Yeah, there's a thing that goes out on Facebook or social media, and you sign up and that kind of thing. But once you are signed up and we know you're going on a trip, all you have to do is show up.
With your toothbrush.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And a bag full of clothes.
Yeah.
We supply almost everything else. So.
Are there like on the first ascent trips that we do, it's also you can talk if you want. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. Inevitably, everybody's talking. Exactly. But also we have very facilitated conversation where we sit in a circle and ask an inquisitive question, and then popcorn style volunteer contribution.
Yeah, we do about that. You can participate or not, but the founder, Kevin, he kind of starts that off. We start out in a circle, and he talks about his story and why he started Warrior Impact, that also works with SAW, which is Save a Warrior, that you can go if you really want more help. And
howdy, friends. Quick little pause on the adventure. First of all, we just want to say thank you, truly. The fact that you're out there listening to this weird little outdoor podcast we started means more to us than you probably realize. We're just two little feral childhood besties that had an idea, grabbed some microphones, and decided to record conversations in the wild. And somehow you showed up for it.
Thank you.
So if this podcast has ever made you laugh, taught you something, or kept you company on a drive, a hike, or a day at the river, we have one small favor to ask you. Give the show a follow, tap the stars, and leave a review if you can. And also, here's a little fun exercise. Think of the first person who popped in your head while listening to this episode. Because let's be honest, everyone on podcasts reminds somebody of somebody, or somebody you know that'll enjoy this podcast. Send this episode to them. That's honestly the best way this little wildly podcast grows. All right, thanks for being here with us. Now let's go wildly together.
Going to take this opportunity while we change the battery to shout out the organization Aaron's been most impacted by, Warrior Impact. That's warriorimpact.com. They run healing programs specifically for veterans and first responders focused on preventing suicide and supporting mental health. This year, 2026, they've got rafting trips on the Rogue River and the North Umpqua River. So if you or someone you know has served, check them out and apply at warriorimpact.com. We will, yeah. Okay, so we're on the Wounded Warrior Project. Are those... Does the coordinator work with us, like specific outfitters, or is it just like, hey, random people with experience and gear come support us?
Totally.
Cool.
Just random people come help support us. We try to look for, guides or ex-guides. But we do all of our trips in the off-season, so we don't have to get permits. So we usually do a trip in May and October on the lower road, and then right after the permit season on the...
Is that pointed well?
Yeah. Yes. I'm looking at it.
Do it. Do you want to hold my stuffs?
Sure.
Our usual.
And then the lower salmon trips are in non-permit season also. Then we're picking up with North Umpqua Outfitters.
Cool.
Doing day trips.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do paddle trips and fishing trips. Just so not everybody can get away, 3-4 days at a time.
Yeah.
So giving people the opportunity to hear about the resources and, that there's still awesome life out here in the wilderness for day trips.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so just more and more things are being added to it to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And because we all know that being a veteran or first responder, that sometimes it's hard to ask for help.
Yeah. Yeah. You're the ones who are expected usually to be giving the help. Do they show up with having experience in the outdoors, or I mean they're passengers, they're not learning how to become river guides, but
we've had people that have never been on the river before, and we've also had people that grow their own but just want to come out on a river trip with people. So anybody, all walks of veterans and first responders we've had. And, they come from all over the United States. Basically, as long as you sign up and you can get to the river, we'll take you down the river. So we've had people, from Arizona, all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
do they pay for it, or is it a free? As long as do they pay to get themselves there, and then the trip is free?
There,
Amazing.
And it's pretty awesome. I was going somewhere and I totally forgot my train of thought.
Oh.
No, not your fault. But then,
Do the guides that do it, do they usually have a related background? Are they also first responders or veterans, or is it anybody goes for that?
Anybody kind of goes for that. We have a couple of guides that are not veterans or first responders, just longtime river people, and just want to be there to give back and or help, in any way that they can. Most of our guides are have veteran or first responder experience, but we do have a few that don't, and they just want to help out.
I have a very soft spot for nature therapy and letting people, like we were saying slightly off camera, that you can have a mental break or stress scenarios in the built life, and getting outdoors can take it all away and really put into perspective what's important in life and give you challenges that are hard, but you still overcome, and it helps to build up that resilience for the rest of other life of sometimes when I find myself in stressful places in regular life, I'm like, well, I can rope Blossom Bar.
Exactly.
So I can do this. Exactly.
And then there's something also by just sitting on the beach and watching the water go by, and then you're looking at CFS and you're like, that is moving that fast right there, and just how powerful it is also. And there's just so many therapeutic things in all of outdoors. Mine is mostly on the river or in the sky.
Yeah, the negative ions from moving water, the sounds of nature, the recalibrating your circadian rhythm with your up with the sun and down with the sun, not having fluorescent lights.
Smell.
Yes, smells. I breathe so much better outside.
I was thinking about it on the drive here, and I was thinking about river trips and different things. And one of my favorite things, though, is being on the water and all that stuff, but is getting off the river and having pizza. Like getting home.
You're a pizza after the river, not Mexican or burgers. Okay.
And not having to cook it.
Yeah.
It's like, there's something about that too. It really makes you appreciate your home though too. You're a little wore out and tired. You come back to your house and then you're thankful for that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It really does help to maintain perspective.
Yes.
The grass is green everywhere.
It is. It's not like type B fun, they call it. It's like, it's kind of like, it's taxing. It's, tiring sometimes. It's, you have your moments of fun on like a river trip. But it's really when you sit back and you get off the river and you reflect and you're like, that was so nice. Because you're in the mode for I guess I can't really relate it too much to river trips because there's a lot of fun built in. But a biking, just like a mountain biking, actually mountain biking, I'm having fun while I'm doing it. It's really exhilarating and stuff, but it's kind of after the fact where I'm really reveling in the experience and the oh my god, that was wonderful. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, setting up camp and breaking camp every day on the river. Yeah. It's kind of, at times you're just like, why am I doing this? But
and the logistics of where are we going to camp tonight? And we were aiming for this spot, but now it's occupied. And the wind is really blowing us upstream. I don't think we're going to make it there. So we got to find somewhere sooner. And there's a lot to deal with in the day, but really, once you're sitting in camp, all the work is done, and you just get to take a deep breath.
And then when you get home, you get to take a shower. And there's therapy in that.
Extra warmth and yumminess in the after shower.
So you were telling us that you have not yet taken your daughter.
No, I have.
You have.
Yeah,
Okay.
Last summer was the first lower road trip.
Okay.
And she had
What's her name?
Her name is Naya.
Shout out Naya.
Yeah.
Hey girl.
That means river.
Yeah. Say what?
That means river. Naya means river.
It means water nymph, or not. It also means, I think in Hawaiian, it means dolphin.
Okay. Amazing.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. We were coming up with names, and she was born right after my dad passed away, and we couldn't name her Tom. So me and my wife were looking at something that, we had a lot in common. We're both love water, scuba divers, surfers, rafters. And so she found the name Naya, and I'm pretty sure it's water nymph. And then her middle name is Saran, which is sweet little. So,
Sweet little water nymph.
Yep. And she just started swimming 2 years ago as a competitive swimmer.
Awesome.
And she has
super strong swimmer.
Yes. And she has come a long ways in the 2 years. She is doing things that aren't even possible. She's had a senior open this year where it's open age, and she was 12, beating 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
Damn, girl.
Yeah, she's something special, and we're just getting ready next weekend for state and then regionals up in Washington 2 weeks after that.
Wow.
Yeah, so she matches her name perfectly.
It's like, did she choose the name or
Yeah,
did the
totally.
name choose her?
100%, yeah.
My son, I had cruise right after I finished up like I think I worked with him for like a little bit too while I was pregnant down there. And his middle name is Ilahi.
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. So, and that was like on purpose because that was like I just came from that experience.
Yes.
And it's also a Native American term, and his dad is like pretty significant blood quantum Native.
Awesome.
So
yeah.
I was like, oh, a Native American term with this really cool like spot on the river.
And does he connect when he's on the river? Like,
yes, the times that I've like brought him down there specifically,
Yeah.
yes, he does love the river and being outdoors and stuff. He thrives in the outdoors because he's very hyperactive.
He needs a lot of
He's all
space.
over. He'll be like everywhere.
everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
He's
Well, that's like Naya. She all of a sudden, like, that's her therapy.
Here.
Yeah. She's just like at home, at ease,
Yeah, 100%.
in it, around it.
She'll be having a bad day, say school didn't go that great or whatever, and as soon as she touches the water, it's like a whole new kid. Yeah, total zen.
That's cool that she has you guys, and she has found that outlet.
Oh yeah.
I feel like martial arts is that for Cruz already.
Yeah.
And that he's only been going for like 2 weeks.
That's
Yeah. Is she a Pisces or a Cancer or an Aquarius or
January 28th. So
probably an Aquarius?
No, that's
my
Or,
wife would know.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
just had
early
this
January, I think, is an Aquarius. I don't know. But
I'm not 100% sure either.
but I'm always very curious, like people who connect to, I think we gotta go down there, a specific element. Is that in their chart or?
It's interesting. I love
Yeah.
seeing how stars align.
Because I'm a Pisces and I feel the same way, like being around water.
Yeah.
And so I'm a Cancer too. Like I'm a Cancer, but all of my like closest people in my life are Pisces. No, Sean's on the cusp.
Yeah, yeah.
Technically, but he's in March. But my mom's Pisces. My other best friend's Pisces. She's on the cusp as well. You.
Yeah. A lot of my best friends are Cancers.
Yeah. We just
funny how
blend really
the
well.
Yeah.
We coexist really nicely together. But I love all that connection and stuff. Astrology is very interesting and fascinating.
Do you think that Naya will become a river guide? Like, do you see that in her future?
If swimming, I think can take her very, very far. So I
Cool.
don't know if she will become a river guide. I know she'll be a river rat forever. You know, she just loves it so much. And I mean, like we got off the river and I was like, oh, I'm so happy to get some pizza and a shower and stuff like that. She's like, can we just go again?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Maybe she needs to get into kayaking.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh yeah, you have the kayaking.
Yeah. How old is she? 13?
13, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She'd be perfect in the youth kayaking camp with Sundance.
Yeah.
We might need a single file here.
Let's start our last.
Okay. Appropriate. Hi. Okay, so our rapid wrap-up questions. What is a piece of advice that you would give to
Thank you.
your... Oh,
I'm partial.
oh yeah, totally. I'm like, to the microphone.
Use my good ear.
I know, I always tell people, like, if you're facing forward and I'm behind you, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
You're talking to nobody. What is a piece of advice that you would give to either your younger self or somebody trying to get into a life like you've lived?
She's a little younger, so.
Follow your gut. Follow your gut and be happy. You know, life is gonna swing at you so many different directions. Sometimes you got to take the hit, but just roll with it. It'll all be okay. I always say every little thing is going to be all right. Hope said that.
Yeah, Bob.
Some famous guy told me that.
I love that. And that, I mean, great lesson in that, in being in the water. Like, if you just relax.
Calm down.
Yeah, what's your advice to somebody looking to maybe get into the skydiving community? How would somebody start that journey?
Yeah, go research where the local drop zone, so DZ, and go and find the counter people,
You wanna go that way?
Like the staff there, and start picking their brains about it. And
Maybe go once or twice
definitely,
or a few times.
get
love the
one or
sport
two,
first.
one or two tandems under your belt, and if it's for you, then pursue that dream. Just
Start talking to the instructor,
Yeah.
the person at the
and they're-
tandem person.
And skydivers are very open about the sport and the true safety of it. So many people think it's such an unsafe sport, but you're more likely to get hit by a car walking down the side of the road.
Many paths. Amazing. And what is one piece of outdoor gear that is either your favorite or the thing that you always have with you?
On your excursion.
My newest one is actually this jacket that I'm not wearing. I love it because it's actually got dry suit.
Gaskets on the
when you're
wrist?
fishing and stuff,
Nice.
and you're raising up. It's not sliding down your arm and getting the rest of the stuff wet. But piece of other equipment is life jacket.
Yeah.
Wear your life jacket, and
That's a good one.
yeah,
Yeah.
and have a good, comfortable life jacket, so you're not wanting to take it off and
How
all
about
those
a
things.
modern? I need to invest.
I
in
just-
a jacket.
I just last year got a new life jacket after my one that doesn't really float.
That's what we were curious
But it was so
Yeah.
comfortable.
Because it's so
Yeah.
worn down and
Like, I get
fits
in
to
the
your
water,
body.
my mouth is underwater.
Oh,
Yeah, so
no.
I'm like right here.
It's not, it's a no life jacket. And top of mind advice for somebody looking to recreate in Southern Oregon.
So repeat that question.
Like
Well, it's
where,
an offshoot of the other question.
yeah, but like specifically to Southern Oregon, a place that you would recommend that people go to get outside or explore, like favorite place.
Try to find, I guess you would say, a local community of boaters, like you were saying about Sundance. Look at different programs. If you want to become a kayaker, I know Northwest Rafting Company has good guide schools. Most of the companies do. But they have one that is kind of row your own type situation. And, if you really want to get into it, just, start to dive into it and find a good positive group of people to mentor you, I guess you would say.
Awesome. And when your soul leaves this plane of existence and your body expires, how do you want to be remembered?
I don't know, like I want to be remembered as a good person for sure, but like when I'm on the river, I always look for a bald eagle because when my dad passed away, I said, I'll see you again, and there's a big story around that, but I know that's my dad. So, and then butterflies are my mom, and so I don't know what I'll be, but I just want to be remembered as.
You like that aspect of maybe your kids remembering you in a thing in the outdoors,
Yes,
in nature.
There you go. Yeah.
If you see a ladybug, that's me.
Yeah, exactly. Something.
Yeah.
But I just want to be remembered as a good person and a positive person, and that I was a loving father and husband. So.
Awesome. And if people want to find you and learn more about you or get on the river with you, hang out with you, and you want to be found, where could they find you? And you don't have to want to be found.
They got my stuff.
We'll curate.
Put it all out there.
That's totally fair.
Do you have social media or anything?
I do have Facebook. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
A lot of like true, not like you don't have to be a true nature lover and not have social media, but like a lot of people that are just heavy outdoorsmen.
Yeah.
And women.
Yeah, like they're outside. They're not on social media.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally, they can contact you guys and you can get the info. I just don't want to put it out on the podcast.
Yeah.
By email and all that.
Totally fair. Yeah. If somebody reaches out to us, we'll say, give us your info.
Yeah.
We'll pass it on to Aaron. He'll decide what he wants to do with it.
Right. Well, maybe it would be for like getting involved with the
Wounded Warrior Project or
yes,
Yeah,
that's
Warrior
where
Impact.
Warrior Impact. Yeah.
WarriorImpact.com too. Everything's there for signups and all that stuff. But if people have more questions about skydiving or anything like that, like my motocross career or anything like that, they can reach out through you guys for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much for saying yes to this and hanging out with us and
great stories.
making some more connections in Southern Oregon. Then,
What's up?
yeah.
Thank you guys so much and had a lot of fun. Sorry I got so winded going up there. Trying to,
See me? I was like,
well, I'm
freaking a
like,
mile behind ya.
I'm not out of shape, but I really was feeling like out of shape. And I'm like, I'm trying to answer the question. I'm going all over the place.
She's all like, I'm treating this like a workout.
I mean, that's a special kind of cardio to be able to hike and walk. And really, we do try to avoid that. It was just kind of like circumstantial.
Yeah, well, that was one thing when I'm like, I don't want to walk and talk because I know I start getting winded. And then we started up that hill, and I'm like, oh, shit. She just asked me a very specific question. I gotta finish this.
You did.
You did so good.
I was back there being like, you're breathing too hard.
Oh, and here's the mic right here.
Yeah.
Oh, I was breathing hard. It'd be funny to hear that.
That's part of the adventure, right?
Yeah. Indeed. Ooh, what kind of trees are these?
Pretty cool ones.
Pretty cool ones. Tall ones
There's a little placard.
with high branches that we can't climb up. Oh, we need to come with an arborist sometime.
Maybe there's one through Ashland, like parks, like somebody to take us on a tour of the park and like.
Yeah, the Parks and Rec Center, we walked through their parking lot. They probably have someone that would do that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll find out. I'll reach out. I'll send a cold email.
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. All of you, thanks for being here.
Like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend.
Share with 5 friends.
Yeah, do that.
And we'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
I'm Emily.
I'm Heather.
Together we're Go Wildly.
That's a wrap on this episode of Go Wildly. From the bottom of our backpacks, thank you for listening. We know you enjoyed the show, so tap follow, tell a friend or two, and leave a quick review if you can. It makes a real difference. Your support allows Go Wildly to reach new listeners and bring more outdoor stories to the mic. Until next time, go wildly and go outside.